debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another great fight coming up. Let me hear a round of applause and let's get this third fight started. Coming to the cage, fighting out of the blue corner, Zach Davis.
Working very closely with in this camp.
Getting old, just a little bit older, still he's a very young man. He's in terrific physical shape and he's ready to showcase what he's learned against Azariah Pattee. As we will send it up to our cage announcer, James Lindenmuth.
But he has a great coach, you know, Coach Saeed, who's a great wrestler from where he's from. And this is going to be more, I think what's going to happen here, he's going to try to take him down against the striker who Zach Davis is.
Area and all the kids believe. Let's take a look at our kill tape. Brought to you by Intimidation Clothing. Impose your visit them all at www.intimidationclothing.com. 1-0 Azariah Pattee. Pattee is 2 years older than Zach Davis. A 1-inch height advantage for Pattee, and both Davis and Pattee weighed in at the featherweight limit. He wants to bring an onslaught and a victory home against Azariah Pattee. 1-0 as a pros. Pattee 0-1 for Zach Davis, looking to get back in the win column. And immediately Zach Davis trying, and he is a southpaw, looking to throw some strikes.
Right now, Zach Davis needs to be moving around. Him being a wrestler, don't stand in front of the wrestler. And that's pretty much a game plan going into this fight Zach has.
Well, Azariah Pattee seems a little bit uneasy as Zach Davis trying to dart in and out, go downstairs to set up his jab.
You know, these guys are pretty tall for this weight class. You know, they're 145 and both of them are over 6 feet tall.
And that's not easy, and Pattee exclaimed to me that this was the easiest weight cut that he has had, whereas Zach Davis didn't seem like he had any trouble. And a nice kick by Azariah Pattee as he dropped Zach Davis momentarily.
And immediately Zach Davis got up. You would think that...
Well, now Zach Davis kind of goes to conventional and tries to maybe confuse the 28-year-old out of Bedford, Texas.
So far, this is a striking game right now, and they're just filling each other out. As it seems like both opponents respect each other.
Well, Zach Davis knows what he needs to do is keep this fight standing, utilize his jab, you know, kind of mix in some leg kicks and utilize his range perfectly. Well, so far so good as he steps in and throws a right hand that grazes the whiskers of Azariah Pattee. Now he goes downstairs and has Azariah Pattee on his bicycle going backwards, and now Pattee doesn't like the power of Zach Davis.
And he's keeping Zach Davis from coming in with a front kick, which is, you know, a push kick. So that's a great advantage right now of a smart move that he's doing.
Well, Lisa, right now you see Zach Davis, it seems like his confidence is beginning to grow a little bit as he's sitting down on his punches more than earlier in the round.
One thing that I like that Zach Davis is doing, that he's not getting too careless, even though that he thought that maybe he had him rocked. So he's still being cautious as he's going in, even though he looks hurt.
Well, such an unknown quantity in MMA, Lisa, is the body work. You know, so many guys try to evade the body, want to go head hunting. Zach Davis is not that way, as you can attest to, as he's doing a nice job of going downstairs to the midsection to try to take away the speed that Azariah Pattee exhibits and then possibly follow up and mix up some head strikes along the way.
We know Zach Davis, we have 4 boxing coaches at our gym. So, you know, Zach Davis, when he trains, you know, on the stand-up, he trains with nothing but boxers. So all that body punching is coming from that, and it's working for him.
Miguel Cotto would certainly be proud so far of the body work of Zach Davis, as Miguel Cotto, one of the most dangerous body punchers in boxing in recent memory, as Azariah Pattee throws a leg kick that misses and another shot to the midsection for Zach Davis.
Oh, a beautiful straight left hand, and has Azariah rocked.
And Azariah Pattee was rocked momentarily. He was on wobble straight for a brief moment. And Azariah Pattee going back to his corner. His hands are on his hips out of the blue corner onto the red. Azariah Pattee, who has been away from mixed martial arts pro-wise for 15 months, hasn't fought professionally in that time period. Whereas Zach Davis 0-1, looking to get back, finally achieve his first pro victory. And so far through the first round, I would give him the edge. We'll see if he can follow it with a brilliant second round.
Most definitely. Azar right now seems like he has the longer reach, and he needs to be utilizing that jab, sticking that jab in so Zach Davis, doesn't come in. But he's not using his full reach advantage right now. But I do like that he's throwing that front kick to keep Zach from coming in.
Well, because of the grappling background of Azariah Pattee, but I think you could tell that Zach Davis hasn't been affected whatsoever by any strikes of Azariah Pattee.
No, Zach wants to keep this fight in the middle, and that's why he's not coming, inside or try to gain the momentum as he's going back to the cage, because we know that that's where he works out off of, is the cage, and that's where he likes taking people down from the cage.
And Azariah Pattee, he prepared for everything and was really drilling and preparing and engaging in his camp for about 8 weeks, but I don't think he could, fully comprehend the power and the movement of Zach Davis. Zach Davis is walking him down, and I think Zach Davis, his corner, is instructing him, Lisa, to kind of step it up and pick up his volume of strikes.
Yes, he needs to, but I think Zach is just being very cautious. As Azari, is trying to bait him in. It almost seems like to, let's get to the cage, closer to the cage, so I can take you down. And that's what it seems like. That's what he's doing.
Azariah Pattee, 2-2 as an amateur. He understands what it is to set traps and kind of bring a fighter in, especially when you're a come forward, opponent like Zach Davis. But I've also heard in the corner of Zach Davis, they're telling him, come on, you need to come forward. Let's pick it up just a bit.
Yes, and that's exactly what he needs to do. If he wants to keep this standing, he needs to throw more than just 1 or 2 punches. At least mix it up with, some punches, a jab, a straight right, and a, leg kick.
Now Zach Davis steps in and he throws a right hand that connected. A little bit of a risk, so to speak. A gamble when you jump in like that. Last time we saw someone kind of jump in, to that extent was Andrei Arlovsky, and then he got knocked out and floored by Fedor back years ago. However, Zach Davis didn't get caught. He comes in again, and he is just throwing, and he takes down Azariah Pattee. Who would have thought coming into that fight? Oh,
you know what? That's the lovely work of a 5-time American Travis Clark working with Zach Davis.
I couldn't have said it better myself, and I'm sure the
he's got to take him down.
Well, time is not on the side of Azariah Pattee. He's down 2-0. It has been all Zach Davis so far, getting the better end of the striking and really not even being in any danger of being taken down. Rather, he was able to get the lone takedown in the fight late in the second round. And it doesn't seem, Lisa, like Azariah Pattee, who's wearing the white and black trunks, wearing the all black with the white trim, is Zach Davis. But Azariah Pattee has not been able to figure out the southpaw striking and the fluid and the in and out movement of the 26-year-old.
That could confuse someone when you're just in and out. And Zach is just being a very smart fighter, And as you can see, he needs to be working his jab fully extended if he wants to touch Zach Davis, and he's not really doing it. He's just patting it out there. And, he has the longer reach, and I don't understand. As his corner, I would say, extend your jab more. Come in.
Well, if you're Azariah Pattee, you have to imagine that Sina Haddad and Juan Guanatera, that they're not happy with what they've seen so far out of Azariah Pattee. I'm sure Javad Savi, who is a champion in freestyle, former coach of the Iranian national and international team, this is not what they drilled and prepared for in training camps. As he gets clubbed with the straight left.
Yes.
And now looking for a takedown was Zach Davis, but a nice job to hold him off. But Azariah Pattee's not doing anything.
No.
He's just kind of watching and observing Zach Davis. Well, watching and observing is not going to get you the victory. Zach Davis is doing enough, going downstairs again. I am very impressed with the body punching of Zach Davis.
There he goes, and that's what he wanted.
He wanted
a takedown, and hey, he got out of it.
No, he got out of it, did Zach Davis, but Azariah Pattee did not commit to it.
No.
Pattee went in, he got held off for a quick moment, but he didn't drive at all. It was like he was discouraged, and dare I even say that it almost appears, Lisa, as if the will is broken to a point of Azariah Pattee. Zach Davis is in complete control of this fight, at least through the first 2.5 rounds.
You know, as you can see that when Azariah comes in, he's met with a straight left.
I guess when you've had your head snapped back throughout the entire fight, it will make you think twice about coming in full steam, but still you have to go for broke. I know we're not in Las Vegas and we're quite a while away from the fighting capital in Sin City, but at a certain point you got to roll the dice to try to get the victory.
Exactly. Well, as you can see, there's a main difference in this fight. How Zach has his hands out as he's parrying him, and Azariah doesn't. His hands are too close to his face and too low, and that's why he keeps getting hit, whether it's a jab or a straight left.
Pick your poison. Zach Davis was able to mix up his striking with straight lefts and also a jab
and bring a 5-time All-American because of that reason.
And now let's send it up to our cage announcer, James Lindenmuth, with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges score the bout a unanimous decision for the fighter out of Killeen, Texas, Zach the Onslaught Davis.
Thank you, James. We are joined alongside with Zach Davis. Zach, congratulations on the win. You're 0-1 as a pro. Finally, you get your first professional victory here in front of your lot of family and friends and those that come out to support you. How gratifying of a victory is this W?
First, I want to give honor to God, who's head of my life. Honestly, it just feels surreal right now. I'm really about to start crying. I dreamt this, I'm thankful for James Vick, Melvin Jordan, and Mark Vasquez. They worked in my corner, they made me believe myself. Thankful to all my Phalanx Powerhouse, Durwin Lamb, my master Lou from Lima. I want to give a shout out to everyone that came to support me, Killeen, Texas. You know it. All my fraternity brothers, Phi Beta Sigma, all my loved ones from the DFW. Y'all supported me. Y'all gave me the faith to do this, and God gets all the glory of this fight.
Zach, one thing that really impressed me in the fight is your body work. You really did a nice job to commit to the jab. Did you feel like your ability to attack his body and his midsection kind of had him off guard? You had him sort of puzzled with coming in and out. You went from southpaw to conventional a couple of times and were doing what you wanted and even took him down late in the second round.
Yes, sir. That's, Durwin Lamb 101, hit that body, I saw him hit his body a couple times. He was like, ooh, he didn't want it. So, and your takedown, Travis Clark, my wrestling coach, he's All-American. I know that he's AZ's, he's a grappler. He swung wild, I've been working my takedowns. So I was going to commit to it, and it was a close round, the second round. So I figured a takedown would win that round.
Did you almost feel him fading later in the fight because you came out and were in great condition, and he in the third round he had his mouthpiece out a little bit, kind of breathing through his mouth?
Oh yes, sir. James Vick and Melvin told me in the corner. Matter of fact, behind there, they was like, man, you spar 10 5-minute rounds. So what's 3 threes? And I didn't get tired at all. I was very coherent. I could have went more rounds. I could have went a 5-minute rounds. It didn't matter to me.
Zach, your first pro win should be a great one for you. Let's look ahead towards what's next.
What's next? I'm gonna get back in the gym. I am gonna work more on wrestling and working with jiu-jitsu. Because I want to dominate every fight. Like that fight, I want to take him down. Win overwhelmingly. So I want to get back in the gym. What's today? Thursday. My birthday was last week. I ain't celebrated.
Happy birthday to you. Was this a nice late birthday present?
Yes, sir. Tonight, hey, we're going to whoever came
Billy
out.
Bob's.
Yeah, let's go to Billy Bob's, man. Everybody go to Billy Bob's. We'll get some drinks. All that. Let's go.
Hey, go and celebrate with Zach Davis at Billy Bob's, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for him, getting his first professional victory in dominating fashion over Azariah Pattee alongside James Vick and his entire corner. What a victory for Zach Davis, celebrating his 26th birthday.